So I went and saw Kick-Ass 2 tonight, and you've probably already seen my review for that. I loved it. But before I saw Kick-Ass 2, I saw another movie, so I could kill some time before I saw that one. And I did a review on that one as well, using 10 words or less. The movie I saw was Paranoia, and the way I rated it with 10 words or less was it was terrible, god-awful terrible, Wasu level terrible, because that movie was just a piece of shit. It's one of those corporate espionage movies, and it's just cliche as hell. And I don't just mean that it's predictable, like a lot of movies are cliche, or it uses a lot of cliches. I mean, it was cliche every damn second. It starts out with the guy narrating about, how bad corporate America is, and how, he's from some working class family in the Bronx or Brooklyn or some shit, blue class, trying to work his way up the ladder and get him some gold. And just from there, it's like he's the brash young guy, and he's got this one plan, presentation he's got to give, and this was going to determine his career or not. He's got this, he's the hipster type, wears jeans and t-shirts, and his friend is this uptight, nerdy guy. But somehow they're friends. Cliche. That's like 3 cliches already right there. And then, of course, he gives the presentation, and the old guy he's giving it to ignores him, and then he makes a stink out of that, and then the old guy's like, you don't know what you're doing, and the young guy's like, no, you're old and you don't know shit. So then they get fired. Right before he leaves, you see his rebel, who's this sleazy douche with a fucking comb over. So then they take the company credit card and waste it on a night of just liquor in this club they couldn't get into at the beginning of the movie, but now they can get into because they've got this super credit cards. They get drunk. He hooks up with Amber Heard, who turns out to be, starts out as this mystery woman. And then from there, the businessman who just fired him sends these, shady goons to pick him up, and then they blackmail him into this whole corporate espionage. And this is the first 10 fucking minutes in the movie. And like I said, it's just one cliche after another. And the people acting in it made no effort whatsoever. Harrison Ford, Liam Neeson, Baby Thor, I don't know what the fuck his name is. And here's the worst. I went into this movie, like I said, to kill time, and I saw Amber Heard was in it. I said, you know what? I don't care how bad this movie is. Her hotness will save it. It could be a terrible movie, but she'll be in it. She'll be hot, and I'm like, hey, Amber Heard is it. No, that's how bad this movie is. She's an extremely hot woman, and I still hated this fucking movie. And it got so bad that I stopped looking at her hotness and took an objective look at her actual acting performance. That's a dark place for me. And her acting was terrible. She's supposed to be playing this, like, Ivy League, went to Yale, which she never seemed to act like she was from Yale, or that, like, she's supposed to be from a family of all boys, and she was the one girl. She wanted to, play with the boys, her brothers, do what they do, and that didn't seem present. It's just terrible performance. It's just a steaming pile of shit. I refer to it as Wasu level terrible. For those of you who don't know that phrase, get on YouTube. Well, you're already on it. Look up The Room, Tony Wasu, and watch his movie, The Room, and you will see what a god-awful Wasu level movie is like. Funny thing though is The Room is watchable. Paranoia is not.